Hello YouTube, we're going to do the Green Beauty Starter Kit tag today as inspired by Ashley from Greenbunny. So I hope you stay tuned and find some new favorites. We're going to start with the way I do my makeup on the daily. And I have something for everybody. So if you like cream, if you like powder, like I'm going to say you can use this mattifying primer from 100% Pure. If you're a little more oily skinned, which I was when I first started my transition, or one that they carry at Sephora now, which I'm very excited about. I've used almost all of this, I think, is the Juice Beauty Illuminating Primer. It's coconut water based. It has coconut alkalines in it, if I'm not mistaken, and it gets a high recommendation from me. I think the first thing I traded out when I went to Green Beauty was because I was getting like all these red bumps and things that was apparently caused by dimethicone, and no matter what I tried, it seemed to have dimethicone in it, and I hated it and I needed to cover up my skin. I couldn't leave the house with those red spots on my face. So incoming, a Canadian brand, sorry, can you see that? Sappho. My Sappho, I believe is they go on Instagram, and this is a lovely option. It's kind of light to medium coverage, and if you dot it all over your face and then blend it with a fluffy brush is my favorite use for this. They do have new packaging now. I believe it's like silver and gorgeous and modern, but yes, I will be repurchasing. I wear the shade Leisha. I also feel like I can wear Mia depending on the time of year though. And I have the Natural Glow from, what is this? Juice Beauty CC Cream. Another one you can also buy at Sephora. This does have SPF in it. Very light coverage. I tend to put this under makeup. I don't usually wear it alone unless you're having a really good skin day. Then feel free. You lucky. Now I had a really hard time with brows when I switched over. I just thought I would use a dirty, or I shouldn't say dirty, conventional beauty pencil forever because I couldn't find anything that worked. I tried so many that were like too soft, or people really were into powders, or there's the Eco Brow pomade, but I was never really a pomade girl. So very excited to say I found Zuzu at Whole Foods in the shade Russet, and that's what I'm wearing on my brows today. Just as a little outline to sharpen them up a bit. Not too soft, not too stiff, really blendable, and very nice shade range. So very excited to find that. This is something that I think lots of people rave about. This is the Hynt Beauty Duet Concealer. This is in shade Light. Beautiful packaging, can we just say? And I did get a sample before I settled on Light. They'll let you do that. Sometimes you have to pay like $8 for it, but I think it was really worth it. It lasted me forever. And I was really between this and the Well People, and I might buy the Well People next time, but I think I will always have this in my stash as well. And what I'm wearing, if you are a cream or full coverage and you say I can never give up my foundation for something light coverage like what I've shown you, I have the Uncoverup in shade 11. Just comes like this, and I use it with their brush that they sell. I think that's really nice to blend out on the face, but I will say you can easily do it with your fingers. Beauty sponge, you can use it just as spot concealer on your face. You can do it under your eyes, or you can do the whole look. So it's kind of a nice, if you're traveling, you can just take the one product and call it a day. And I usually set that with their loose powder. I have the translucent one right now. I really want to try some of the tinted shades, but I think those two are just the perfect match, and I even use the Unpowder when I don't use the Rms Uncoverup, so that's really nice. Or if you're looking for a pressed powder, because I know some people are hesitant to get into the green beauty community because of all the loose powder and things may seem harder to use, but I promise you this is just Kjaer Weis translucent pressed powder. I just have it in a little Sappho like Z palette kind of thing. I also have from Sappho Beauty their pressed powder. So this one is translucent, and this one does have different shades to it from Sappho, and Sappho is considerably cheaper, but if you're into the luxury side and you have the budget for it, I do prefer the Kjaer Weis most of the time. Okay, so something that's really hard to give up is the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. I also used to use it in the color brown, that I can't remember what she called that shade, but I needed it every day. So 100% pure. This is in black tea. This is basically waterproof. It's actually really hard to get off, but it will last you all day. Comes like this. It's like a little brush like that, so it might be taking some getting used to. Can you see that? Like so. Super black, super pigmented. High recommend. I think Well People makes one as well, and there's one from Elate I really want to try, but out of the ones I've tried so far, 100% pure, doesn't irritate the eyes, just be careful getting it off because it's really on there. Another thing that I have to smell it because it smells amazing. Oh my god, did I get some on my nose? This is black tea, but they also have blueberry and blackberry, and they all smell amazing. This is their lengthening mascara formula. I'm not a huge fan of their Maracula. I just feel like it gets all over everywhere. But I also like that a little bit better. Like when you first get it, it's quite wet, and when it starts to dry out a little bit, that's when it becomes my absolute favorite. Sorry, hopefully you can hear me a little bit better now. This is the Sappho New Paradigm mascara. I had this in the old packaging and it had a bristle brush, and they switched to the plastic. I did like the bristle better. I do think it's one of the best of Green Beauty mascaras. It doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge, it doesn't irritate. It doesn't smell funky when it goes off after 3 months. I wouldn't really suggest stretching it, but you probably could. My other favorite is Kjaer Weis, and I probably will repurchase that over this, but I tend to go back and forth. Now, if you're first getting into Green Beauty, everything kind of seems like it's loose, and a lot of the more affordable brands like Silk Naturals and things, Brightener I really like as well, will have loose eyeshadows. However, if you're like me and you cannot stand the thought of that most days, I have some powder options for you. So this is a color I feel like everybody needs. This is from Rms Beauty. It's called Tempting Touch. It's TT76, and it's just like the most perfect brown shade. This is a all over the lid, one shade and done. I'm usually really high maintenance when it comes to my beauty, but for whatever reason, that shadow, I could take that with me on a trip and I wouldn't even feel the loss. It would be so good. So one of my favorite brands, pre-conversion, and still I have a few of her things, is Charlotte Tilbury Beauty, and I wore the Dolce Vita. I tend to use that through the fall and winter every day. So finding a quad, pressed powder quad, sorry, this is what it looks like, from Antonym. It's their Quattro in the shade Noissette, is almost like the perfect Green Beauty dupe for it. It doesn't have their shimmery sparkly shade, but I know a lot of people don't love that because you have to use your finger for it anyway. So it's got like a pale gold, it's got a copper, it's got a bronze, and a dark matte brown. It's actually what I'm wearing on my eyes today, so see if you like that or not, but I think it works really well. It's a really nice replacement. If you're one of those people that use colors all the time, I find that kind of difficult to find as well in more of a natural realm. Look what I've got here. This is my palette that I don't use a ton because it does have more, not necessarily everyday shades, but we have like a light green from Sappho. We have a beautiful gold. These are Kjaer Weis. This is the Green Depth and Blue Wonder. And this is a Sappho purple, but you could also do a Kjaer Weis Pretty Purple. So you can get your color fix in there if you want to get around, have some creativity, have some fun that day. Sometimes I'm really in the mood, I get in like color moods and I want to do all purple, all red, all whatever it is, and so you've got to have them on hand. This is my more neutral palette that I put into an old ColourPop one. This is almost all Kjaer Weis. I believe these are Sappho Beauty. Here is Turtle, and I want to say Norma. Just check the bottom. Beckett, my apologies. And these are some of my everyday shades. I would say if you're going to try out Kjaer Weis, they are rather expensive, so they're more if you like to shop at Sephora and you're into your luxury beauty and you just need a fix. Makeup addict trying to recover, makeup hoarder here. This is actually a very pared down part of my beauty collection. I would highly recommend Kjaer Weis eyeshadows. They do have talc, but they are not contaminated with asbestos or anything. They're EU certified, so that's why I feel comfortable using them. I end up using Grace and Charmed the most, and I think there's one that Terry Miyahira is obsessed with. Oh, it doesn't have the name on there, but check out her channel and you will find out what it is. It's this color right here that I do not have the name of. I'm so sorry. And that's another one and done if you're that kind of like Victoria's Secret smoky eye thing going on. So blushes. Should we start with cream? Not everybody uses a cream blush, so we'll get those over with. So this is Rms Beauty. These are two of their to cheek, and this is in their signature set, the Mod collection. So it's actually got 2 luminizers as well. It has the Master Mixer and the Living Luminizer, the original. So if you ever want to try RMS and you haven't gone into it before, this is a pretty good way to try it. It's like smaller, travel friendly. It has a lip balm, it has Spell, it has Smile, Lip to Cheek, Master Mixer, Living Luminizer, as I said. Super handy, good starter. Or again, if you want to spend a little money and treat yourself, I have Kjaer Weis. These are my favorite shades that are just in a Z palette from Elate Cosmetics, which is a Canadian company. Also, check them out. They're very affordable. They have very good ingredients and bamboo, everything. Oh. So this is Blossoming here. It's more of like a summer, brighter color, and this is Embrace. So I'm on my second refill of Blossoming, and this is my first one of Embrace, and I think I found a new favorite. It's like the perfect ballerina pink, and this one kind of will make you look all youthful and summery and amazing. So those 2. Precious is also really pretty. Lovely's really pretty. You want to check those out. So cream highlighters. If you want gold, Sappho in medium. If you want a stick, by Well People, this is their old packaging. I believe they refreshed it now. Let me see where I can go here. Oh. This is a little less wet than the RMS Living Luminizer formula, so I feel like if you find that one a little too slick, you would really enjoy the Well People Bio Brightener. I also have a little sample of Kjaer Weis, and they're red. It's probably the only time I've got the red. Now this is in Ravishing. It's their newer shade. So Radiance from them is a cream highlighter as well. It's got a lavender lilac undertone and a lot of sparkle to it. Ravishing is gold. It's drier. It's gorgeous. You can put it on your eyes because it's not gonna move around too much. Beautiful, beautiful option. What else did we skip? Oh, we're gonna do pressed powder blushes. Now this is from Lolo. This is called Tawnylicious because I am a middle-aged woman. I think this would look beautiful on everyone. It's almost like you can't tell what it looks like in the pan. But I'm going to try and do it really lightly and blend it out because it's got like this undertone of this tanny, Tawnylicious is the perfect shade for this. I wear it on my eyes and my cheeks, and I'll do like a kind of berry stained lip with it, and it's perfect every day. Plus, Pressed, single, like if you used to like MAC. New Evolution, this is in Cosmopolitan. They also have one that's a dupe for Orgasm, and they have a really pretty pale pink. This one I got because of Ashley from Greenbunny as well. I'm really into neutral cheeks right now because I want to play up my lips. Usually I want like a really red, and then I try and go kind of nude on the cheeks, but very good range, very well pigmented, blendable. Actually, New Evolution, everything is amazing. Lip liners, if you can't give those up yet, I have one from Lolo. I think it's just called Red. It's called Ruby Red. Like how perfect, right? I like to blend it on the side. This is like a drier formula, I would say, like MAC lip pencil, so if you don't like that, you're not gonna like this, but I was missing those. And that, I think it has carmine, but no artificial pigments, so whatever you're comfortable with. Unfortunately not vegan. This is Spice by Jane Iredale. This is like a nice nude, beautiful shade. If you're into Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude, I think that's a fairly good dupe for it. I was using Milani No. 8 before, and that was also beautiful. Drugstore dupe, fine. Or another one by Antonym. We've got Peach, we've got Pressed Blush, Peach, Rose, Glory, goodness. Now, like I said, I'm a red lipstick junkie, so all of the ones I'm about to show you, and keeping in mind this is a starter kit, so I would say first place to try Green Beauty lipsticks, 100% pure. It's fruit pigmented, it smells amazing, it's nourishing. If you want it so matte that it will dry your lips out and stay all day, these are not for you. And I was that person. I wore Ruby Woo, or I wore like liquid matte lipsticks every day. And I still, for whatever reason, Fig by 100% Pure was the first lipstick I ever finished a full tube of, and I've bought 2, I think, since then. So I'm going to show you here today. Always dropping things. The first red that I ever got from 100% Pure. It's called Cabernet. It still smells like fruit. It's beautiful. It's like a blood. Oh, like, you see I barely touched that? How do you not? And I feel like if you put these on and then you leave it for half an hour, like even I used to put it on and then go on my bus ride and it would take me about half an hour to get downtown to work. They kind of stain and they don't move around and they just sink into your lips. You can pat them if you want that Parisian look that I'm really into right now. It's just a beautiful shade. It's not as intense as I would say. This is Poppy. This is their anti-aging lipstick. That's what the packaging looks like. And this is like a bright red. Yes, yes, so beautiful. The last one I have to show you, so any of these formulas, just pick one. They all have colors that you'll really like. I think the matte formula is probably the closest to conventional feel on the lips, and they do have a huge color range. So this is Nopal in the matte. Like if you wore Russian red, if you wore Ruby Woo, this is gonna change your life. You're gonna feel so comfortable, you can eat it all day. It's perfect. So thank you if you've hung around this long, and let me know if you have any recommendations for me as well. First video. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.